Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Schmattz Outdoors. We're just going to give you a little bit of a midsummer update here, kind of give you a little bit of rundown on what's going to happen this fall, how things are going to be a little bit different from other years. I'm just walking around my yard here, just actually going to come check on my bees. I just got done tending my father's bees, added some supers on, so the bees are making good honey right now. So here's the beehives. I'm not gonna get terribly close. So we're running double deeps. If anybody knows anything about bees, we're running double deeps for the high body and then running shallow supers because they're a little easier for us to handle. So yeah, I was just tending the bees. I added a super actually on every one of them. Again, the bees are right in the middle of the honey making season in our area here. All right, let's get right into the meat and potatoes of the video here. It's going to be kind of short and sweet. So I ended up drawing a mule deer tag for this fall. It ends up being right in the middle of the time when I'm normally running my trap line. I believe I'm going to be able to run part of a trap line. I'm not sure how aggressively I'm going to get putting out the line. It's probably going to be a little bit shorter version of what I normally put out, but then we're only going to be running probably around 10 checks is what I got figured out. So one set day and then 10 checks, and then we're going to end up pulling the line. Kind of sucks to do that. It's a lot of work to get the line set up. You know, I go hard at it to get my line set up, especially, you know, in the first day or two, and to have to pull it after 10 days is kind of tough. But if I don't do that, I probably won't get to trap at all this season. So like I said, I ended up drawing the mule deer tag. I'm planning on trying to do a little bit of videoing out there. I don't know what that's gonna end up being, so there may be some videos come out. May even before I start putting out some of the trapping videos, I might do like a little, guys call it like a semi-live series, but it's going to be, you know, after I'm back from my hunting trip. The mule deer season runs for 16 and a half days, so I'm planning on hunting all 16 and a half days if that's what it takes for this rifle tag. I don't plan on being out there 16 and a half days. Everybody I'm talking to keeps telling me I shouldn't have any trouble tagging out in the first, you know, week or so. But again, I've been applying for this tag for quite a few years now, and I'm looking for a decent representation of a mule deer. I'm not looking for, I mean, I'd take a wall hanger if I could find one, but I'm just looking for a decent representation of a mule deer, you know, either a big 3x3, like a big 3x3, or a 4x4, you know, so it's got some forks on the back, you know, like I said, just something that's a decent representation of a mule deer. At least for, you know, probably the first 2 weeks of the season. The last weekend, it may be just if it's got horns, you know, that might be it. But so yeah, if I happen to harvest a mule deer early on that tag, I'm gonna be gone 2 days ahead of time for scouting out there before the season starts. And then, you know, if a guy happens to harvest one in the first few days, I may come back and try and reset up part of my line again. What I'm going to do, like coyote traps, we're going to lead the stakes. We're not going to cut them or anything. We're just going to open my split rings and pull the traps. I don't want to leave them set off because, again, I may not get back for 2.5 weeks, and we may have a foot of snow on the ground by then. So we're going to pull the line like it's pulled and done. If I get a deer early and I can come back and reset the line up, I'm going to do that, or try to, depending on how long I have. I'm not going to reset it up for a couple days of checks. You know, if I, again, shoot a deer early, like within that first week, it's going to give me like a week and a half, 2 weeks of trapping after that. I may set the line back up again, or at least parts of it. Again, so last year I was running almost 100 miles a day on my line. I'm going to basically set up my line. I'm going to hit the big spots, the spots where I catch multiples every year. those are going to be the spots I'm going to try and get set up this year. My plans are kind of changing day by day on this, but my plan is actually to maybe hit water animals a little harder this year. I know beaver prices are up, but yeah, if you guys have watched my channel, I catch about the same amount of beavers every season. There's just not a ton of houses around. There's not a ton of beaver around, and I don't want to trap them completely out either, you know, because then like next year I got no beavers to trap. So I do know of one house for sure. I got tabs on a couple more beaver houses that may have beavers in them. The landowner's been tough to get a hold of there. I heard he wanted them out of there, but again, I can't get a hold of him, so I may only have one beaver house to trap, and I don't know if I can even, if I have permission to go in there right now. This tag kind of changed everything. If I drew this tag, I was actually planning on not trapping at all. But now that I realize that the tag actually starts a week later than I thought it did. So that's going to give me an extra week of trapping ahead of time. So instead of just setting it up for a couple days, it's going to be like 10 checks, like I said. So I wasn't planning on trapping at all. So I have no gear ready. I've basically done no prep work yet. And we're right at the end of July here. So kind of changed my plans. So now I'm working on getting, well, like when I get done talking to you, I'm going to work on dialing in my deer hunting gun. I'm working on, I have it very well sighted in. I just want to run a few more rounds through it today. And I'll probably run a few more through before I go out on this trip. But I also means I need to get traps cleaned. I'm going to do an inventory of my bait and lure here this afternoon. So I can get my order in for, you know, what I think I may need for all that stuff. Any other supplies I'm going to need. Like I do have a few things already on my list that as I go through my season, I make a list. So like I said, plans have changed. My priorities have kind of changed here in the last couple weeks. So we're going to be trapping. It's good news. It's just probably going to be a stunted season. So like I said, I'm planning on the 10 days or whatever it's going to be, 10, 11, 12 checks, whatever I can get out of it. After that, I don't know. We're going to do the best I can of trying to, like I said, harvest a deer earlier in the season, maybe come back and set my line back up again. I know the landowners would appreciate it, but again, the chances of drawing this tag again aren't going to be terribly high, at least for, you know, half a decade here, you know, 5, 6, 7 years it may be before I draw a tag again. So like I said, that's number one priority this season, this fall. And like I said, it just happens to fall right in the middle of the time, right in the middle. So I trap basically the month of November. If you watch my channel, you know that. So starts right in the middle, about a week and a half into November, and it runs all the way through Thanksgiving weekend. So basically right in the heart of my trapping season. So it is what it is. Like I said, we're gonna get out there, we're gonna put some steel in the ground. That's the plan right now anyway, like I said, and run it as long as I can, pull the line, go try and get a mule deer on the ground, and then see what happens from there. So like I said, we should have some videos for you guys. There'll be trapping videos for sure, because like I said, I'll be carrying you guys along like I normally do. Again, stay tuned throughout the summer here. I'm right in the middle of my coyote processing series. It's going to be, I think, 6 or 7 videos here. I think there should be a couple already out. So stay tuned for the rest of those. I do have some other videos, you know, some trap prep work and that type of stuff off season in the fur shed style series to get you through the fall here. And then like I said, you know, we'll see, there may be some goose hunting videos thrown in there, and we'll kind of see how the fall plays out, and we're going to keep putting up some videos for you guys. So just hang out, sit down, grab a cold one, watch some trapping hunting videos. And like I said, if things change here, if my plans end up changing or something like that, I'll give you guys another update. But for now, it's going to be 10, 12 checks, mule deer hunting. And like I said, we'll see what I can film for you guys out west when I'm hunting. It probably ain't gonna, I'm thinking probably not a day-by-day series. It might be, you know, a few days thrown together. We'll kind of see what I take for clips, what I see for deer, how long I end up hunting. So otherwise, if you guys got any questions as to what I'm going to be doing this fall, you can drop them down below in the comments section. Otherwise, thanks for watching Schmattz Outdoors.